Hey everyone, Jason Nava again for movie Maniax. Today we're going to talk to you about Soul. Soul is a movie that was released on Christmas Day on Disney Plus. Originally slated to come out in movie theaters, but that changed obviously. It's about a guy named Joe who is a middle school band teacher, and he gets noticed that he has an audition for his dream job, his dream gig, is to perform music live on stage with this particular group. So he does the audition, and he gets into his zone. Like, he's just in the zone, and they pick him up to be a member of this jazz group. Well, on the way back home, he's so excited he's calling everybody, not really paying attention to anything. He dies. So the idea being that he's spent all of his life waiting for this one moment and then dies. He doesn't necessarily want to die and fights going to the other side in any way, form imaginable. So he goes and he falls in. It's hard to explain this world that they're in because it's not necessarily a special universe or anything, but it's really tricky to look at. How would you explain that, Dave?
It's very it's hard to explain.
Okay, so let's just skip the explanation on it. He is in this world where souls come into the world, and they are trained by a mentor. And when he comes into this place after escaping his soul going to the other side, he is now considered a mentor to new souls. And just like with us, it takes people a lot of time to find their place in the world. These souls have the same problems. So he runs into number 22, which made the assumption that is the 22nd soul ever put on the planet. So she's been waiting for a long time. She's played by Tina Fey, and Joe is played by Jamie Foxx, by the way. They concoct a plan to get Joe back on Earth in his body and prevent 22 from going through all these crappy days filled with stuff that she doesn't want to do. She has no interest in actually becoming a person and going to Earth. So they concoct this plan, and obviously it would be really boring if it worked out. But it doesn't, and all sorts of weirdness happens. It's a very odd movie. It's not typical, but I will say it's one of my favorites at this point. I didn't expect it. I was excited for this to come out when when the theaters were still showing this stuff, but I did not think it was going to be as good as it was. The antics that go on, Joe is he's gone through his whole life only focusing on this one thing ever happening to him, and he thinks that will make his life better and change everything that's not going right in it. And maybe it will, maybe it won't, but I think that there's a realization that he hits at some point that the ultimate goal for the ultimate message of this movie is to live your life to the fullest and not focus on singular things that will maybe not even make you as happy as you think that they will. That's my take on it. I think the visuals are stunning. They took a different, grittier style with this one. Like, you could see a different patterns in their clothing and stuff like that. Everybody was kind of tall and not as like portly and cartoony looking, except in their face. Their faces look very cartoony. I don't know. It's very weird. Hard to explain it, but they've Disney and Pixar really killed it with this one. I find that This is probably their best work that they put out in quite some time. Ave, do you have anything to say about it?
I really enjoyed this movie. I think the moral of the story is just really good, and it really does teach a really important lesson. And the visuals on point. When he's in his whole universe, it's so geometrical, and it's like there's comedy in it. It's pretty funny.
Everything seems real abstract.
Abstract is
like
the word I'm looking
the people leading this world between the other side and Earth, they're essentially just wires that have been moved around and folded to look like people, and they bend themselves. It's really weird. And then the souls look like just bluish green ectoplasm.
They're like the wisps from Brave.
Yeah,
but more cartoony.
Yeah, more cartoony, bubbly looking. So I have nothing bad to say about this movie. It's one of the better movies that they've come out with in a long time. I don't know if there's anything that really sticks out that is better in the last like 5 years or so.
This is a phenomenal movie. I really enjoyed the art, and I feel very inspired by the art.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fact with the wiring and stuff like that, that was so creative.
Yeah.
It was really, really good.
Yeah, I think if you don't come away feeling like refreshed and happy after watching this movie, I just don't think that you do have a soul. Like, in all actuality, this is a beautiful movie and has an awesome message for anybody who's maybe misdirecting their focus to something that's not necessarily the most important thing on the planet. Yeah. What would you give? Say, I think this is a 4.5 one.
Mm-hmm.
4.5. 4.5 souls. Look at that. We called it 4.5 souls. All right, and I think we can leave it at that. It's a good movie for the entire family to watch, and
recommend watching it.
Absolutely, it's streaming on Disney Plus now. And it's great. There's no additional cost, so thank you, Disney, for not implementing that again. Yes, thank you. And thank you, everyone, for watching. And we'll catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.
That was a good one.